Hey YouTube world, welcome back to my channel. Okay, today I have a vinyasa flow sequence I created for you, focusing more on the hips, taking us finally into lotus position, which looks something like this. Okay, so even if you don't have your lotus, you can still create this flow with us together. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So today we're gonna start in downward facing dog. So let's just go ahead and take our hands to the mat. Okay, feet to the back of the mat. And we'll get started from here. No dilly-dallying today. Okay, we're gonna open all 10 fingers really wide in our downward facing dog. So I actually like to have my second finger, the pointer finger, okay, pointer fingers, parallel to one another, parallel to the outer edges of my mat. And just make sure that your entire palms are pushing down into your mat so there is no gap between your yoga mat and your palms. And just look in the direction of your legs or your feet or your belly so that the back side of your neck is long. And take a few deep breaths here. Okay, on your next inhale, let's start to shift the weight forward into a plank pose. Okay, we want the wrist right under the shoulders, so you might walk your hands forward a bit or scoot your feet back a bit. Okay, so here my hands stay the same as before with all 10 fingers wide. Second finger is parallel and I'm squeezing in my belly. Tuck in the tailbone slightly. Take an inhale. And as I exhale, I'm going to shift my hips back to downward facing dog. And again, inhaling, coming forward to plank. Squeeze in the belly, get the shoulders strong. Exhaling, shift back to your downward facing dog. Again, inhale, come forward to your plank. Squeeze in the belly, engage your thighs. Exhale, shift it back, downward facing dog. Okay, one more time. Inhale, come forward to your plank, and this time stay in your plank. And then as you exhale, send your shoulders forward a little bit more and bend your elbows, coming down halfway to chaturanga or all the way down to the ground. It's up to you. Okay, flip the feet. Let's inhale, lift the chest. So I'm going to straighten my arms, engaging the thighs, pushing the chest forward and up. And then as I exhale, I'm going to kind of slide the feet forward, send my toes to the floor, send the hips back to downward facing dog. Okay, we'll do the same thing again. Inhale, come back forward into plank pose. And then exhale, bend your elbows, chaturanga or all the way down. Inhale, flip the feet, lift the chest. Upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. All right, let's go ahead and lift the heels. Look forward and then start to walk towards the front of your mat. Feet together. Inhale, look forward. Come up halfway with your torso. And then exhale, fold your chest into your thighs. 2 more times like that. Inhale, looking forward, halfway lift. Exhale, folding down. 1 more. Inhale, look forward, lengthen your spine. And exhale, folding a little bit deeper. And next inhale, we're coming all the way to standing, reaching your arms up. Look up towards the hands. Exhale, relax your arms by the sides. Okay, again, inhale, let's take the hands up, look up, get nice and long. And exhale, fold forward, bring the hands to the floor. Inhale, look forward, halfway lift. Exhale, hands on the ground, walk your feet back to plank, elbows bending, chaturanga. Inhale, chest lifting, upward facing. And exhaling to downward facing dog. Okay, we'll take 3 deep breaths here, slow and steady breathing. 1, continue to look in the direction of your legs. 2, all right, observe the breathing. And 3, inhale, lift the heels. Look forward, this time you can walk or try hopping lightly to the front of the mat. And then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding deeper. Inhaling, coming all the way to standing, reaching the arms up. And exhale, relax your arms by the sides. Okay, we'll do that 1 more time. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, fold forward, hands towards the ground. Inhale, look forward. Take your halfway lift. Exhale, hands on the ground. You can walk or jump back. Elbows bending. Inhale, chest lifting, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, we will stay here for 3 deep breaths. Slow and steady breathing. 1. Keep pushing down through the palms. 2. Listen to the sound of your breathing. And 3. Inhale, heels lifting, look forward. Walk or hop to the front. Lift the head, halfway lift. And exhale, folding down nice and deep. Next, inhale, we're standing, hands reaching up, look up, get long. Exhale, relax the arms by the sides. Okay, next inhale, let's bend the knees, reach the arms up, come into your chair pose, Utkatasana, sit nice and low. Exhaling, fold forward, hands down. Inhale, look forward, take your halfway lift, long spine. And exhale, hands down, walk or jump back. Elbows bending. Inhale, chest lifting, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. All right, on your next inhale, reach your right leg up and back behind you. Keep that leg straight, keep it long. Roll your right thigh inward a bit so the hips are even. Now lift the left heel as high as you can. On your next exhale, bring your right knee forward towards your nose. Round your back, squeeze in your belly. Now flex the right foot and step it up in between your hands. On the next inhale, let's reach the arms forward and up for our high lunge position. Keep that back heel lifting, left thigh engaged. Squeeze in the belly and inhale, lift the arms higher, reach up. Now exhale, turn your torso to the right. Reach your right hand towards the back of the room, left arm forward. Again, keep that back leg engaged. The legs are strong. And if possible, turn to the right a little bit more. All right, next inhale, come back to center, both arms up. Exhale, hands down, step back. Elbows bending, chaturanga. Inhale, chest lifting, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath here. All right, other side, inhale, stretch that left leg up and back behind you. Keep that leg straight and strong. Roll your left thigh inward a bit so the hips stay even. Now let's lift the right heel as high as you can. Exhale, take your left knee forward towards your nose. Round the back, squeeze the tummy. Okay, flex the left foot, step it up in between your hands. Now inhale, reach your arms forward and up. And we're back in that high lunge position. Okay, engage your right thigh, keep the back leg strong, and reach your arms a little higher. Take an inhale. Exhale, turn your torso to the left. Left arm reaching back, right arm reaching forward. My right thigh stays strong. And if possible, I'm gonna turn to the left a little more. Now inhale, back up to center, both arms up. Exhale, hands down, step back. Elbows bend. Inhale, lifting the chest, upward facing. Exhale to downward facing dog. All right, 3 deep breaths here. Slow and steady breathing. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, inhale, lift your heels, look forward, walk or gently hop forward. And then lift the head, exhale, folding down. And next inhale, we bend the knees, reach the arms back up, finding that chair pose again. Exhale, stand straight. Relax the arms by the sides, relax the shoulders. Okay, take a nice deep breath here. Relaxing the shoulders and the arms, and just taking a moment to observe all the sensations in your body right now. Feeling that heat that we've been building in the body. All right, open up your eyes. Feet together. Take an inhale. Reach the arms up as high up as you can. And exhaling, folding forward, hands down. Inhale, look forward, halfway lift. Exhale, hands on the ground. Walk or jump back. Elbows bend. Inhale, chest lifting, upward facing. And exhale to downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath here. All right, on your next inhale, reach your right leg up and back behind you. Now this time, keep that leg lifted. Bend your right knee and then turn to point your right knee up towards the ceiling and your right toes reaching to the left side of the room. Keep pushing down with both your hands and allow your right toes to stretch to the left side of the room even more. Okay, now lift your left heel and as slowly as you can, take your right knee forward towards your nose. Round the back, squeeze the belly, and step that right foot up in between both hands. Okay, now with my back foot, that left heel, I'm gonna spin it to the right a little bit so that my whole left foot is on the ground. And on the next inhale, I'm gonna reach my arms forward and up, coming into a warrior one position. So I'm pushing down through the outer edge of my left foot, and I'm sinking nice and low with my hips. And I'm reaching up through my fingertips. Breathing here. All right, take the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, and as you inhale, open up the chest, and exhale, I'm gonna fold my torso forward and down for humble warrior. If possible, I wanna see if I can take my torso to the inside of my right leg. Relax the neck and look back towards your left foot. And then see if we can stretch the hands forward just a bit more. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, next inhale, coming up with control back into warrior one, reaching up. And exhale, hands down, step the right foot back, elbows bending, chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest, upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Okay, let's change sides. Take an inhale, stretch your left leg up and back towards the ceiling. Now exhale, bend your left knee and then point your left knee up at the ceiling. Stretch your left toes to the right side of the room. Keep pushing down with both your hands and allow your left toes to reach the right side even more. Okay, now lift the right heel as high as you can, and then exhale very slowly. We're gonna take the left knee forward to the nose, squeeze the belly, and then step the foot up in between the hands. Okay, now my right heel, I'm gonna spin it to the left a bit, so my whole right foot is pushing down, and I'm gonna inhale, stretch my arms forward and up, back into my warrior one position. Okay, again, I'm pressing down through the outer edge of my right foot, and then I'm sinking low into my hips, but reaching up through my fingertips. Breathing. All right, take the hands behind you. This time when you interlace your fingers, do it with the other thumb on top. Might feel a little strange at first, yeah? Inhale, open the chest. And then exhale, fold the chest forward and down. If possible, torso on the inside of the left leg, humble warrior. Relax the neck, look back towards your right foot, and see if you can reach the hands forward even more. 3 breaths. 2. And 1. Okay, inhale with control. We're coming back up into warrior one. And then exhale, hands down, step back, bend the elbows. Inhaling, lift the chest for up dog. Exhaling, back to down dog. Take a nice deep breath. Okay, next inhale, let's stretch the right leg up and back towards the ceiling again. Keep that leg straight this time. Lift your left heel. Exhale, right knee to the nose, and step the right foot up in between the hands. Inhaling, arms reach forward and up, coming into a high lunge. So my back heel stays lifted. Okay, now from here, bring your hands to your heart. I'm gonna start shifting my body weight forward into my right leg. And as I shift forward, I'm gonna lift my left leg up for warrior three. So the top of my head is stretching forward and I'm pressing my left foot back. Take another inhale. Exhale. Okay, next inhale, I'm gonna hug my left knee into my chest as I stand on my right foot. Now I'm gonna hold my left ankle and pull the heel up towards my belly and allow that left knee to start pointing down for a half lotus pose. Okay, if the foot does not slip away, okay, we can start to reach that left hand back and try to hold on to the inner left foot. Okay, and then from there, I take my right hand down to the floor next to my right foot. And if this is not happening, if the balance is really tricky, I could also have both my hands down. Okay, so see what works for you today. And breathe here. If possible, bring your torso closer to that right leg. For 3, for 2, and 1. Okay, inhale, look forward, lift your head. Okay, exhale, if you still are holding on to your left foot, you can release your left hand down to the mat. From here, we're gonna set up for a toe stand, which I find to be super challenging. So we're gonna start to bend that right knee, lift the right heel, and I will gently sit on my right heel. Okay, from here, I lift my chest, lift my gaze a bit, and now, if possible, I'm gonna start to take my fingers one at a time away from the ground. Maybe one hand to the heart, maybe 2 hands to the heart. Woo. Finding your balance is not always easy. Sometimes we have it, sometimes we don't. Okay, take both hands back down. Let's straighten the right leg. Take an inhale, look forward. Okay, exhale, stay here. Now, micro bend your right knee, okay, and really press down through the right foot. Lift up with your torso, coming all the way back to standing. Try to move with control. Exhale, release the left foot back to the mat. Okay, take a moment if you need to kind of move your legs a little bit. Roll out the ankles, shake it out. No problem. Okay, and then we're going to move on. Let's continue. Okay, feet together. Inhale, let's take the arms up. And exhaling, folding forward, hands down. Inhale, look forward. Take your halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Walk or jump back. Elbows bending, chaturanga. Inhale, chest lifting, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath. And inhale, extend that left leg up and back for a 3-legged dog. Lift the right heel. Exhale, take your left knee forward towards the nose. Step the foot gently up in between the hands. Next, inhale, both arms reaching forward and up, coming into high lunge position. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, start to shift the body weight forward into that left foot. And as I'm shifting, my right leg lifts up. Crown of the head reaching forward and my right foot pressing back. Breathing, squeeze in the tummy. 3, 2, and 1. With control, I will hug my right knee into the chest. So I'm standing on my left foot now. Okay, hold on to the right foot. Pull the heel up towards the belly. Point the knee down. Send the right hand behind you, maybe holding onto the inside of the foot, maybe not. Okay, see what happens. And then exhale, I'm taking my left hand down onto the mat next to my left foot. Breathing here. But if the balance is tricky, it's okay to have both hands down. See if you can fold your chest closer towards that left leg. All right, take an inhale, look forward, lengthen your spine. Now exhale, if you still have that right foot, you can release it and place your right hand also on the ground. Okay, let's start to bend the left knee, lift the left heel, and very gently, I'm sitting onto my left heel. Lifting the chest, lifting my gaze, fingertips one at a time coming off of the mat. Maybe one hand releases and comes to the heart. Maybe that second hand. Maybe we balance. Boop. Maybe we don't. Right? See how it goes. Every day our balance is a little different. So just observe without attachment, with acceptance of where you are on your journey. Okay, let's take both hands back down onto the mat. We're gonna straighten out that left leg. Woo. And take an inhale, look forward. Exhale, stay here, don't move. Okay, next inhale, micro bend the left knee. Press down through your left foot, come all the way up to standing with control. And then release the right foot down. Okay, take a moment if you need to kind of move the legs a little bit. Roll out the ankles. Just get everything flowing back there, back down through the legs. Okay, and then we will continue. Let's come back to the front of the mat, feet together. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, hands down. Inhale, look forward, halfway lift. Okay, now exhale, place your hands on the ground. We're gonna set up for an arm balancing pose, crow pose. So I want my hands shoulders distance apart, 10 fingers spreading wide, and I actually like to start with my feet back a bit, not too close to my hands. Okay, from here, I'm gonna bend my elbows so the elbows are pointing towards the back of the mat. Lift the heels and bring the knees towards the armpit area of my tricep. Keep the hips lifting, look forward, shift the weight forward. Maybe one or two of your feet come off the floor. Holding where you are for 3, for 2, and 1. Walk or jump back to Chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest, upward facing. Exhale to downward facing dog. Okay, take an inhale. Let's stretch that right leg up and back towards the ceiling. Lift your left heel. Now exhale, I'm gonna bend my right knee and send my right shin towards the front of the mat, getting ready for pigeon. So I actually want my right knee towards the right edge of the mat, and I will scooch my left foot, my left leg back a bit more if possible. Okay. All right, take an inhale, lift the chest, and then take an exhale, fold your elbows down, maybe walking the hands forward, maybe taking your forehead down. You can release the back toes, but keep your back leg straight. And take a few deep breaths here. Okay, so when I'm folding down into this pigeon, especially for today's purposes of working into Lotus, I really want to make sure that my right knee is not right under my chest, okay? Sometimes students will have their knee down here and take their pigeon this way, okay? That can be a nice stretch, but that's not really our purpose today. So today we actually want the knee towards the right edge of the mat so that when my chest is folding down, my knee is kind of poking to the outside of my body. Okay, we'll take a few more breaths here. All right, on the next inhale, let's lift the head. Okay, bring the hands back to the mat. Okay, now shift your body weight to the right a bit and then swing your left leg out and forward towards the front of the mat. Okay, so I'm gonna keep my left leg straight and I'm gonna lift my right foot just a tiny bit so that I can slide my foot on top of my left hip crease for a half lotus. Okay, now send your right hand behind you. Try to hold the right foot, similar to what we did when we were standing earlier, but now this is the seated version. Left arm reaching forward. If possible, I hold my left foot. And then as you exhale, fold your chin down towards your left shin. All right, if your right hand behind you doesn't actually reach your right foot, that's okay. Just have it going in that direction anyway. And if you happen to have a small towel next to you, you can actually wrap your right foot with that small towel and have your right hand holding on to the edges of that towel. Or a strap if you have that. Okay, let's take an inhale, lift the head, and then exhale, release the hands, undo the legs. Okay, cross at your ankles, put your hands on the floor, take an inhale, lift the hips, and then exhale, walk or jump back, elbows bend. Inhale, let's lift the chest, upward facing. Exhale to downward facing dog. Okay, get ready for the other side. Take an inhale, stretch your left leg up and back. Lift your right heel. Now exhale, take your left knee forward and place the knee towards the left edge of the mat. Scooch the right foot back a bit more if possible. Take an inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, I'm gonna fold down. Maybe the elbows go down, maybe my forehead goes down. See what works here. Okay. We can have the right foot, so the back of the foot is on the mat, but keep that back leg straight. A few deep breaths here. And again, just making sure that your left knee is not right under your torso, but it's kind of more towards the left side of your body, right? Towards that left edge of the yoga mat. Let's go ahead and take an inhale, lift the head. Bring your hands back to the mat and straighten your arms. Now exhale, shift your body weight to the left a bit, and then take your right leg out and forward. Okay, my right leg is straight. I'm gonna lift my left foot just a tiny bit so that I can slide the foot on top of my right hip crease. Okay, now I send my left hand behind me. If I can, I hold the inside of the foot. Otherwise, I can also wrap a little towel or strap and my hand hangs on to that strap. Okay, right arm forward, hold the foot. Exhale, start to fold the chin down towards your leg. Breathe here. A few deep breaths in and out through your nose. All right, next inhale, let's lift the head. And then exhale, hands release, undo the legs. Okay, let's just go ahead and kind of shake out the legs a little bit. And we will move into the next part of our practice, which is finally taking that full lotus position. All right, so let's start with the left leg first. So I'm gonna bend my left knee, okay? And again, sliding that foot back onto my right hip crease, which we just did. Okay, so here's my half lotus. Okay, so I want this left foot to stay where it is. I'm gonna bend my right knee. And I'm gonna use my hand to lift the foot a tiny bit and then slide the right foot onto my left hip crease. Okay, so notice how that feels for your knees. If the knees are in a lot of pain, please undo your lotus gently. Okay, and you can either take half lotus or legs crossed. okay? There is no need to push yourself into the posture, right? So make sure you're observing how the body is feeling. All right, so once we have this lotus, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a challenge. So earlier we took crow pose, right, with our knees on the back of the arms, and we're balancing on our two hands. So the next posture that we can try is a bit challenging. It is like a crow pose, except our legs are in lotus. And I will show you two different ways that we can get into that posture. Okay, so the first entry that we're gonna try, I call it, is from the ground up. And then the second entry we're gonna do is from the top down. I don't know. Okay, it'll make sense in a bit. Okay, so ground up version, what I'm gonna do first is shift forward so that my hips come off of the ground and my hands are supporting most of my weight already. Okay, so here I want my hands to get close to my knees, okay? Hands about shoulders distance apart, the entire palms down, okay? And then from here, I'm gonna think about my knees wanting to climb up my arms like they're climbing up a tree. Okay, so how I do that is I'm gonna squeeze in my belly, around my back, and then I'm gonna start to lift my knees like they're levitating, and then they're gonna kind of scooch up, scooch up, scooch up, scooch up, scooch up. Okay, so this is a bit challenging, but make sure when you're coming back down to do it with control instead of just plopping down. Okay, so the climbing up the arms is not always easy. If you are wearing shorts and your arms are kind of sweaty, it's actually easier. You don't have to climb up. You can just slide up, right? So the long pants kind of give a bit of friction, so that's why we have to kind of do that scooching. Okay, so you can give that a try one more time. Hands down, knees have to touch the wrist already, and then we start to lift and climb up. Make sure you keep your head lifted so that we don't face plant. And maybe the second time we're going up, we don't have as much energy, so it doesn't go as high. Okay, undo the lotus. Whew. Wiggle out the legs. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the other way that we can get into this posture, and it is through the tripod headstand. Okay, so we set up for a tripod headstand first, and if you're unsure about how to do a tripod headstand, you can take a look at one of my other tutorials, which I'll include a link to. All right, so let's take the hands on the ground, head on the ground. Make sure that the top of your head and your two hands create a triangle shape. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna walk my feet forward, and then I'll send my legs up. Find your tripod. Okay, so in your tripod, fold your right leg into lotus, fold your left leg into lotus, lower the knees towards your armpits, round the back. Okay, now here I'm pushing down through my hands. I wanna make sure my hips don't drop, and just think about sliding my forehead forward and then lifting my head up. Okay, and then here I have that same shape that I was trying to take earlier. Okay, so you can either slide your knees down and sit on the ground, or very gently bring your forehead closer to the ground, top of the head touches the ground. And then from here, push the floor, lift the knees, and send the feet back up. Then come down. Take a child's pose. And then sit up. Okay, so there you have it, a few different ways to play with your lotus position. All right, so from here, we're just gonna start to wind it down a bit. So let's go ahead and lie on our backs. You might have to move forward a little bit so there's space behind you. Okay, and then once we're all the way down, we'll go ahead and bend the knees. Feet about hips distance apart. Okay, take an inhale, lift the hips into bridge pose. Send the hands underneath you, interlace the fingers, and tuck the shoulders in towards the center. press down through the feet. Lift up through the hips and the chest. 3 breaths. 2. And 1, okay? Tuck your shoulders. Take out your hands and roll the spine to the ground. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side for a few times. Come back to center. Okay, the right arm continues to hug both legs. Left arm opens to the left, and I'm gonna drop both knees to the right for a twist. Look at your left arm and use your right arm to press down into your legs. Okay, other side. Bring your knees back to center. Left arm brings the knees to the left. Right arm opens out to the right. And I'll look to my right hand. And I'll use my left arm to press down into my legs and breathe. Okay, come back to center and hug both knees into the chest. Squeeze every muscle in your body, your fingers, your toes, your arms, your legs, face muscles, belly muscles, butt muscles, and take a big inhale. And exhale, release and relax and come into Shavasana. Allow the whole body to relax completely and allow your eyes to close. Return to your most natural way of breathing. All right, so I'm just gonna leave you all here. I highly recommend resting for another 5 minutes or so if you have the time. All right, so thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. I hope to see you next time. Enjoy your rest, enjoy your day. Thank you, everybody.